Hi, Jeff Big Daddy Wayne here. And today I'm going to talk about the motion picture, The Wizard of Oz. In my opinion, this might be the greatest film of all time. Now, today's audience may not believe it, but there was a day and age when there was only 3 television stations. And on those television stations, they would run tons and tons of old movies. They'd say the $1 Million Movie. And people paid no attention to old movies in those days. It was like, it's old. So they were fodder for the late night shows or, early afternoon. And then the more recent releases are the ones everybody would want to see. The ABC Sunday Night Movie, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I want to tell you, of all these films, there was one movie they would show once a year around Easter called The Wizard of Oz. And it was an event. Every year, and my family, my mom and dad and my brothers were all, it's time for The Wizard of Oz. My friend, I'm talking about while we're growing up. I'm talking about in the time we're teenagers. The Wizard of Oz is on. The newspapers would have stories. They would always talk about The Wizard of Oz. They would also do catch-up stories with the stars of The Wizard of Oz. Judy Garland, Ray Bolger, Burt Lahr, Jack Haley. Ba-ba-ba, 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 ba-ba-ba. And that film was magical then to me. And it's magical now. And why do I bring this up? Well, it was an event there to see it once a year. And now, of course, all you got to do is hit one of those channels that'll sell you a film. They're still selling it. You can see it anytime. Of course, people had bought the video. People had bought the DVD. So in some respect, it's not an event because it's easy to get to. But to me, it's always an event. I still watch it once a year. As a kid, I had my popcorn and my Coke. Now it's a little vodka and tonic. But I watch The Wizard of Oz. And I sit there and I started thinking, what is that magic in it? Is it the music? Is it the performances? Is it the story? It's everything that goes there. And one of the things I think is a touchstone to my youth, I think that's why a lot of people like it. And I also believe it's because it makes you feel good. You walk away from that movie feeling good. How many movies do you walk away from feeling good these days? When I was a kid and went to the movies, it was a good movie. The people would applaud in the theater. It's a movie that it's not real, so they couldn't respond as actors do to the applause. But if a film was good, people would. When is the last time you were at a theater and applauded at the movie? When I was at the movies, if people didn't like them, they'd get up and walk out of the movie. Mind you, they paid dollars. But if they didn't like the movie, they got up and walked out. Now they show movies for free on TV. I find myself getting up and walking out of my own house and remind myself, you can change the channel. No, it made you feel good. It's a beautiful film. Everything came together. It's one of the reasons I believe in God, The Wizard of Oz. Everything just came together. The music, the performances, and everything. I remember when I was a kid also, TV Guide would always do like a follow-up. It was after Judy Garland died. And I forget if it was Jack Haley or Ray Bolger that said, it's so hard to think of that beautiful little girl in a hole. And it is because, that's how we think of Judy. Anyway, I want to just share with you something that's very personal about The Wizard of Oz. And I will challenge you to do this. When I first got to Los Angeles and started running around trying to be a comedian, one of the great things about LA is they show old movies. You could see old movies at certain revival houses at UCLA and what have you, and they would show you the movie on the big screen. The way the movie was meant to be seen. You see Casablanca on the little screen, you haven't seen it. You see it on the big screen, and all that lighting and shadows makes it a different film. So I went to see The Wizard of Oz with my wife, and I only had the one daughter then, Jennifer. And we sit down, and there was something I had missed in all the viewings. It's the reason you must see something in the cinema. Something I had missed in all the cinemas. We sit down, the movie was supposed to start. The MGM lion, Leo let out his roar. And if you watch this, all of a sudden you hear, ooh, like the wind. And I started to cry. I'm sitting here and I'm crying. And my wife was so wonderful. She said, it didn't cost that much to get in. I said, it's something else. But it just captured me that moment. And it picks you up and takes you with it. So I want to say, watch The Wizard of Oz. Watch it with your kids. Make it an event in your home. This is Jeff Big Daddy Wayne asking you to subscribe.